action. Hello, it is Jack Toledano with All or Nada according to Jack for another episode. This is a little odd. I am recording in my car, and there are a couple reasons for it. I would have recorded out on, so I'm at Ponce Inlet Park, and it is very windy, and the surf is really, the waves are really crashing, causing a lot of loud noises. So I tried to record outdoors and couldn't do so. And I have a pretty important topic to discuss today. I'm actually going to talk about these guys. So before I get into that, I just wanted to say we are past 180 subscribers, over 2,000 views within about a month's time, and we are, I would say, well past where I thought we would be. So I just want to say special thank you to all the viewers that came over from Sea of Tranquility and Sea of Tranquility themselves for their support, and thank you very much, everybody. It is an honor to do this for you all. So everybody who knows me knows what a fan I am of Judas Priest, and I would eventually get to talking about them. I had planned, some top songs, some ranking the albums, but this was a topic that I just couldn't wait till I got home this weekend to my home studio to talk about. So we're going to talk about it now. This is about the idea, and I just heard this about a day or so ago, that Judas Priest now plans on touring as a four-piece. Wow, really blows my mind. So, as far back as I can remember, they have always been a five-piece. They've been a five-piece since I became a fan. Again, back during the Hellbent for Leather tour. I had never heard of them before they decided to take up with Kiss on their Dynasty tour in 1979. I heard the album Hellbent for Leather, fell in love with their music, and the rest is, as they say, history. Now, going back to, say, 1973, they've been a fan, they've been a band, they've been a four-piece band. I saw an old picture with K.K. Downing, Ian Hill, Alan Atkins, and Chris Campbell when they were a four-piece. So we know Alan Atkins left. Rob Halford joined on. So then right before they were going to record their album Rock-a-Rolla, their first album, they decided to beef up their sound a bit and fill out their sound. So they brought on an extra guitarist, one Glenn Raymond Tipton, a guy who basically did an amazing job all these years filling out this sound with his precision leads. I know it's been said in K.K. Downing's book, which he released a few years ago, that he thought it was a little unfair that Glenn Tipton got the lion's share of the leads. I don't know, anywhere from 70-30 to 60-40 on the lead breaks. But for anybody who doesn't read the liner notes and doesn't know who does the leads, I mean, they're an amazing band. You have one guy playing rhythm, one guy playing lead, and them switching over, lead and rhythm. And that's that. But we've always known them to be a twin lead guitar attack. Something that's obviously going to change once this tour starts in March, when they resume their 50 Years of Metal tour. I've seen them on numerous occasions. I've seen them 9 times. I saw them first with Kiss. I saw them on the Screaming for Vengeance tour, the Ram It Down tour, twice on the Painkiller tour. I saw them on the Jugulator tour, Angel of Retribution, and most recently on the Firepower tour. So in any event, I'm not here to reinvent what's been said or what's been reported. This is mainly to give the perspective and the opinion of one fan who's been a fan for a long time like I have, I don't agree with it. I just can't see how it could possibly happen. So let's go back. So 79, it was Tipton and Downing. They were the mainstays for a long time, up until the Nostradamus album in the late when was it? It was the late 90s, I believe. Late 90s, early 2000s that album was released. And oh, no, I'm sorry. Yes, it was the late 2000s that it was released. So, yeah, it was released after Angel of Retribution. Of course, I did see him on the Retribution tour in 2005. And so when Downing left in 2009, you had a situation where you had to bring in a new guitarist. So they bring in Richie Faulkner, who, for my money, he is an amazing, amazing guitar player. I mean, we all love Downing, but Faulkner was more of a precision player like Tipton. Amazing leads. Fast forward a few years later to right after the Firepower album was released, it was announced that Glenn Tipton has Parkinson's disease, so he's not going to be able to tour any longer. Now, what's remarkable, and I have a grandmother who had Parkinson's disease, and yeah, I know very much what a debilitating illness it is. And, my sympathies to Glenn all the way. It was a very sad day, in the annals of all the Priest fans, me included. But as they say, the show must go on. So what they did was they kept Richie Faulkner, who was able to cover all of Glenn's parts, which I think is amazing. So what they did was they brought Andy Sneap in as a second guitar player to continue that five player sound, two lead guitarists, or as the case may be, as it turns out, it was mainly one lead guitar player and one rhythm player. So now they've decided to tour without Andy Sneap, which I think is strange. I mean, how are we going to do this? I mean, you have groups like Led Zeppelin and Rush, for example, that have only one guitar. But we're used to that sound. How do you take a band like Judas Priest, who's had twin guitars for going back to the 70s, and now turn them into a one guitar band? I just don't think it can be done. I mean, I wonder what's happening behind the scenes that they're not telling us. Are they planning on bringing KK back? I would say the odds of that happening are slim and none. Are they planning on bringing on another guitarist? A la maybe Roy Z, somebody that Rob Halford used for his albums, solo. What do you do? I don't think it would work. And for me, honestly, now that they're touring, so they had to stop. So that's another thing we want to talk about. They had a concert, I think it was in Kentucky or somewhere in the mid-South, where towards the end of the concert, Richie Faulkner actually had a heart attack and had to go to the hospital. He miraculously finished the show, but then had to go to the hospital. Thank God he's doing better. But how do you expect him to carry the load? As great as he is, how can he possibly carry the load? I just don't know. So back to their tour. Everybody knows I live on Long Island, and the only area appearance they're making near me is Newark, New Jersey. No shows in the city, no shows on Long Island or Brooklyn or Paramount in Huntington, only Newark. So the question is, why would I go to Newark to see a four-piece? Thank God I did not get tickets, otherwise I would probably be upset. So, let's see what happens. The only other thing we can do is, in this day and age of YouTube and smartphones, what's going to happen in these first shows, somebody is going to videotape the concert, or at least some songs, and put them up on on YouTube, so that we could see how they sound. I'd be very curious. So, again, this is only to just put some speculation out there. Anybody who wants to write into the comments, please tell me what you think. We can continue the discussion there, or I could start a second discussion. But again, I'm not very happy. I can only speculate that... Sorry, drink break. Better. So, I can only speculate that, who knows? And my brother even said this to me this morning. Oh, maybe they just want to split the purse 4 ways instead of 5 ways. Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe they didn't think his playing was up to par, but didn't want to hurt his feelings and tell him so. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, they got through a tour together, and Ian Hill basically went out on the press and said, oh, it's Andy's job as long as he wants it. Well, I guess things change. But anyway, Andy, you still have my utmost respect. You produced an amazing album. You produced some amazing albums with Accept, and you're always going to be a lead / rhythm guitarist for Judas Priest in my book, and we'll see where it goes from there. So, that being said, I just want to thank everybody for watching. Please put your comments in the comments section. And again, we can continue this discussion some more. So, Jack Toledano, speaking for all or nada, according to Jack. So long, and have a pleasant tomorrow.